All right, so we're live. You can't see us again because over here, because of the microphone is in the camera that we have that we're using. Greg is actually here.
Hi.
Did you hear him?
Yep.
Okay. And Ralph will be joining us in a little while if he can. He's on another hangout working on something else. So the goal of today's hangout is to check in again. You should be continuing to work on, and at this point, finish up your Create 1. So mainly, are there any questions now regarding your write-ups? Michelle just sent a great question, and I addressed that in the email. I'm actually, that reminds me, I can just put a note into the page that says if you're using the mobile CSP student template, you don't have to make a file cabinet. That would be the note. The mobile CSP template is a template that lets you add files to the bottom of the page like we did in class, so you don't have to make a separate file cabinet. So that was a good question, and I can make sure that I update that. Are there any other questions? I'm mostly, I guess, concerned with your feedback about are these questions clear? The questions that have to be answered are coming from the College Board, if anybody has looked at the Create #1 performance task. So they were copied directly from the official task, which the students would do in order to put towards the AP credit, the AP exam, part of the AP exam. So are there any particular questions? Do you think that your students will find those questions or prompts clear, or is there something else that we need to do? Also keeping in mind that this is Create 1, this is a practice. You are allowed to help your students and guide them through the process during Create 1, but with Create 2, for the official AP exam, you wouldn't be able to help them for Create #2. It would be completely on their own. So anything that involves the writing and how to do the writing, we have to explain for the first one. So is there anything you think should be added or isn't quite clear? Any questions that you have?
I just had one little concern. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
No, go for it. Go for it.
With the elevator pitch and then the brief description right after it, obviously the elevator pitch is supposed to be just 1 or 2 sentences, but then the brief description pretty much asking the exact same questions again. And if the elevator pitch is precise enough, I mean, what's the need for the brief description? But and you're going to get some students that are willing to write a whole lot more. Other students are just going to pretty much copy the same sentences over. So I was wondering if there's something else that we can add in there to make it a little bit more demanding for the description, or just pretty much restate what the elevator pitch has.
Good question. And I think with you guys, it's not as clear that during the process, what we didn't do, since we were doing this during the online week, is we didn't do elevator pitches. Like, I know Ralph used that word yesterday, and he was saying, do your elevator pitches, but it's a little hard when you've already actually started working on it. Like most of you guys were at least halfway through yesterday during yesterday's hangout, so it didn't really make sense to give an elevator pitch. So in the classroom, it will probably make a little more sense at how it's supposed to go. The elevator pitch is they work together for the first time with their partner. They brainstorm, they use the brainstorming template, and they fill in a little template.
110, Doug Banks.
They fill in the little template for what the app will look like and what it will do. And who it addresses. So the templates for the elevator pitch and the brainstorming template is what they do at first. When they first have this idea and they're trying to really sculpt what it will be. Then they get up in front of the class, they give the elevator pitch based on filling in that prompt that's given there. By the time that they're done giving the elevator pitch and have listened to what you have said and what the students have said, their classmates, their idea and elevator pitch may change. It may take a different form. You may tell them what the original elevator pitch was a little bit too ambitious, or they might decide to take another route. So by the time that they're done with that idea, the chances are that the actual description of the app is going to end up changing from what the original elevator pitch was, if that makes sense. So it's sort of to show the process that they go through. You do the elevator pitch would be the very first thing that you do, as you start fleshing things out and you start working on it, you might realize that what you said in your elevator pitch it was going to do or how it might work or something might be a little bit different.
Okay.
Okay. Good question.
Pauline?
Yes.
Hi, this is Michelle. When you're talking about the elevator pitch, it seems like I know that came from the College Board, but it seems like it's a misnomer. I mean, typically in industry, I think what they would call that is the treatment, coming up with this short description of what the idea is. And an elevator pitch is more of a sales technique. That's in industry, it's called the treatment. I don't know who at College Board decided, but there are college level textbooks, and in the textbooks, it's defined as a treatment.
Okay, I think that the elevator pitch came from Ralph, is what Ralph had called it, not the College Board.
Okay.
So it came from this idea that, you have this really great idea. Basically, if you were going to be on Shark Tank,
Right. What would you say?
Tell them right away. If you have 2 minutes to tell them what you want to do, what would you say to them? So that's the idea. It can also be argued that an elevator pitch is more when you have a finished product.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That because I worked in product management and product marketing. And basically, an elevator pitch is after the product is complete. We would write up called talking points for people to use. Like if you're in an elevator with a customer, here are the main points you want to hit. Or when you need to speak about the application, here are the main points that you want to hit, and that's the elevator pitch. But I think for students it's it gives them a good image in their mind of what it would be. It's just I know I was teaching a course about media, and it was a college level course, and the curriculum, and they called that what we were just doing a treatment. That's all.
Right, yeah. And I mean, if you were teaching us, we have one, another teacher who had done business, and she kind of fleshed it out to fit the business model and taking them from, the design
right,
and the implementation and then the actual selling of it. So it depends on, how technical you're trying to be. For us, we weren't trying to be as technical, and I think Ralph is just the one who said it, that it was just supposed to be give your idea in 2 minutes. What are you initially thinking of?
Yeah, and I think that's good for students. It kind of gives them a way to do it.
So no, maybe we need to change the name. So Tony and Matt, you were referring to the elevator pitch now, and is that
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it all makes much more sense and a lot clearer, I think. And I can see how that will play out in the classroom too.
Yeah, writing it up last night, reviewing what was written and then having to get down to the next section, I kept asking myself, am I doing the same thing over? But with your explanation, it makes complete sense.
Great. So I'm hoping you also had a chance to read what was on the teacher side and as well as the student side for this project, and we're going to go over more of this on Monday after your presentations, and we'll talk about the rubric and stuff like that. So we'll talk about more about what it would look like in the classroom on Monday.
I do have a question about the presentation.
Sure.
I would be expecting my students to be making a formal slide-based presentation. Is that something that you want us to do as well? Make some slide-based presentation and then present that? Is that expected?
Not from you guys. So yesterday, during yesterday's hangout, we talked about one of the expectations would be for your students that now the College Board wants them to have videos because, like the graders, the readers, how would they be able to grade if they can't see the students giving the presentation? So they want videos. So we said to you guys, okay, yes, we've done it before. It's a nice little way to get the students to do some quick videos and get them introduced to doing that, but you're not required to do that. As far as a presentation, as far as an oral presentation, your portfolio basically is your presentation as far as we're concerned. In a classroom, I have seen teachers who do what you say and create a presentation and actually do a PowerPoint. But in most cases, because of time, you're going to find that you only have a certain amount of time to do all of this in the classroom. So they just go ahead and they get up and they show their portfolio and they walk through it because the portfolio should pretty much be chronological.
Right. And then they screen capture their narration of, is that how most students do their presentation, or do they videotape a slide-based one? What have you seen in the past?
So the video is a new thing that came about with the College Board's requirements. Before the video idea, it was they get up, they give the oral presentation, and they together as a pair walk the class and the teacher through what they did, just going through and explaining what's on their portfolio and highlighting certain points. Now that there's the video, what we did, Ralph and I at Trinity, we put the explanation up now. It should be there for how you can do the video. You can have them just use their cell phone to record them giving a presentation of it and a live demo. They could use their computer to record. There's numerous ways that they would be able to do it, and it really depends on how much experience they have and how much time you have, right? We didn't have time in the Trinity course to go through like video editing software, right? So if they had that background, they were allowed to apply it. Some of them, they wanted to learn, so they actually spent the time themselves outside of class learning how to do it. Others just took a cell phone and had somebody record them, give their presentation. So it's flexible as far as what you have time for. You're going to have a lot of time constraints, more than likely. So you may decide to do the video part. For us, it was a good idea, an advantage to do the videos, because during class, Ralph and I each had 24 students in our class and 50 minutes to give presentations. By the time you get through your presentation and ask questions, the students were taking maybe 5 minutes or more for each presentation, and we were running out of time. So limiting them to a 2 to 3 minute video helped us as far as time, to have enough time to finish everybody's presentation. So there's a lot of factors, and I have a feeling that time is going to be the biggest one in deciding what you do.
Do you publicly view the videos in the class as the presentation, so the other students, what the other groups are doing?
That's what we did at Trinity. Yeah, they made the video, and then when they came into class for presentation day, their video was their presentation, because it included them talking about their blocks, them talking about the process, and also giving a live demo in the video. So they got up, introduced themselves, showed the video, and then answered any questions after the video ended.
Did that take about 2 classes with a class of 24?
No, we did it in one class.
You were able to do it in 1
50 minutes.
class? Okay. So I just, yeah, because you're doing pairs, so you have 12 groups then, right?
Right.
Okay. So 36 minutes of video and then introductions to that.
It was pretty tight, and we ran overtime, but
You were able to get it done though. Okay. All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions about the write-up or the process? Does anybody have any trouble? Anybody have any coding questions? Anything like that you want to share?
I had a couple of technical questions.
fire away.
Is there any difference in the equals block between the logic one and the one in the math drawer?
Yes, if you're doing numeric equality or text equality, you'd want to use the math, not the logic one.
So what would the logic one be good for?
I mean, I think it works with numbers. It's better with Boolean values. But,
I see.
But
Okay.
you can use it for numbers, but the one problem is you can't use a mutator to change it to greater than or less than, right?
Yes.
The math one you can. There's also a text equality block in the text drawer. The math equality also works on text string, so it's the more versatile of the three.
Is there anything the math one can't do?
I don't think so. I think it can do all equality.
So is it okay?
No, it wouldn't apply for, say, and or.
Right.
If it's greater than or less than. So that's why they have both, I think. There's been some discussion about that confusion that causes.
That's all I had.
Yeah. Did you have other technical questions?
I had a suggestion, which was that in the variables drawer, if they could have an increment by one block, that would be really useful.
Yeah. It's hard to get the App Inventor team to address real deficiencies, so I doubt that's going to be
Okay.
something they do soon. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're a small team. There's only 3 or 4 people there. So if we request that, I don't think it's going to get high priority.
It's fine. I just found that was the one thing I kept doing over and over again. That was not a build.
And actually, that's something we teach the students to do in the course. So that's, actually a difficult concept for some of them. The idea that you take a value from the variable and increment it and then put the result back in the variable.
Right.
Some students struggle with that concept. So I remember struggling with it when I was first learning BASIC, because I was thinking of the assignment operator, which was an equal sign in BASIC, as equality operator.
From mathematics, yeah.
I kept saying, yeah, this is false, and viewing it that way. But at least App Inventor, it's not an equal sign. It's set a block.
That's it for me.
Well, if they don't have any questions, we don't have any questions.
Sorry, I got one quick one. A general question about Google Sites in general. You're not able to paste a picture into any of the write-ups or anything like that unless there's a link, like it's a static link that is, or the picture is linked somewhere online. So I can't just screenshot App Inventor and then paste the picture into the write-up.
You want to screenshot and then insert.
But that means I would have to save the image and upload it to the site first and then insert image. I can't just simply copy and paste.
Right.
Okay.
Do you have to insert it to the? Do you have to upload it to the site, or can you insert it from your desktop?
When you hit insert, it asks you to find the file on your drive. It uploads it and then it puts it into the site.
Okay, so but you can insert it from your laptop.
Oh yeah. I just didn't know, because that means on the bottom there's going to be a long list of the files because you have to upload each screenshot as well. So I just wanted to see if there's a way to just simply copy and paste.
Yeah, that's a bit of a pain because you can do that with Google Docs and Google Presentations. And that's really a nice thing to be able to do. I know what you're talking about. So I guess it's a little bit of a pain to have to save it before you upload it.
Okay. Oh well, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't just missing something.
I've seen it work both ways. In my computer lab, in the same period, where students are copying and pasting or grabbing print screens, and when they paste them into the Google Doc, you see the 3 circles that kind of alternate as it's processing, and then sometimes it comes in fine, and sometimes it comes in as a black square or a white square. I don't know if you've experienced those scenarios.
Yeah, when I tried to copy and paste.
No, mine was. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. When I tried to copy and paste from the Google Docs into the my portfolio, it didn't do it correctly. So is it okay if I was able to save it as a PDF and I just uploaded the PDF onto my portfolio?
As your presentation?
Yes. As my the write-up.
So it's not inside the Google Doc, it's attached to the, I mean, not inside the Google site, it's attached to the Google site. So that's actually how the College Board was preferring that it be done. For people who are trying to view and stuff like that, and for making a portfolio like we're trying to do here, it just seems like it was easier from our end to just see it right on your page rather than attached. But that technically is how the College Board would want it, so that as a PDF.
Okay.
I have a question about this. I've used many other platforms to make websites, and it was always really easy to embed a Google Doc, and I couldn't find an easy way to do that using Google Sites. If
you go to Insert, you can go down to Drive, and then it has a document under Drive. So it's like 3 menus. So it's all under Insert inside.
Yeah, I tried that, and it would just kind of show a link to the Google Doc, or it would show like an empty box. That was a link, or maybe it was still processing. I didn't give it enough time.
It won't show up unless you hit Save. It'll show like this white rectangle. It'll say Google Document and then the name, and then when you hit Save, it renders it. But I'm looking at it right now. If you click on Insert within within the website interface, and then you mouse over to Drive, there's Document is the top of the list, and then you can select anything that's linked with your Google account that you're currently logged in with, and then it should just show up once you hit Save. But when I go to Edit, I get a white rectangle, but when I hit Save, it renders the document.
Yeah, I have it both ways. I copied and pasted it above, so at least it's there. And at the bottom of my portfolio, I did what you said, and it says Easy Text Write-Up, and then it's a just blank underneath.
Dana, have you checked the permissions on your Google Doc? Did you make it public?
Yeah, I did. I made it share a link with anybody. And either way, it should show up on my end because I'm logged in, I would think.
You can take a look at the portfolio next time we get together Monday. You can see kind of how I do it if you can't.
Yeah, that would be great. And I have one other question about the coding aspect. We were trying to make a function in our app where the user could input like a contact name and the contact information, like a cell phone number. I couldn't find an easy way to do that. I'm assuming that maybe we'll learn how to do that kind of thing using databases. So we wanted to like save contact information, so when you press a button, it would send to that contact.
Huh. There's a contact picker element or component. Did you look at that?
No, I didn't realize there was one, but I'll have to check it out.
I believe it pulls up the contacts on your phone.
Okay.
Is that what you need? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, something like that. The idea for the app is just to be like super simple to avoid having to go into the contacts.
Right.
So you could just put in a first name and a phone number and not really have to deal with the contacts. But that would solve the problem for now, so at least it works.
So the tiny DB to save it into the phone?
I forget where it is. There is a contact picker.
Social.
Yeah, under social, there's a contact picker.
All right, I'll take a look at that.
You're right. If you want to save data permanently, you'd have to use a tiny DB.
Okay.
You haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah. Thanks.
So were you going to show them something about inserting?
I wanted to, but I can't.
Or just explain it.
Oh, no, that's Tony. So Tony was. I was showing you what he was showing up to. So we still can't do screen share on this computer. I'm gonna try the other one. Concentrate.
Any other questions, folks?
There's no reflection functions that are needed like you.
No, just your presentation on Monday.
I have a comment.
Okay.
So in Google Docs, if you just download your file, like into Microsoft Word or another text editor, you can just copy and paste it into your site. Is that what everyone was asking?
So Dana was actually talking about actually embedding the document right in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that way it shows up as it's just viewing the Google Doc.
Yeah, I just went ahead and copied it in there, and it just puts it in there, just so you can still edit it if you wanted to go back and edit it. But yeah, okay.
So Tony just posted as an example of what we're talking about.
So now that's just pasted in there.
Dana, that was the site I was talking about. That's how
Yeah, I see that, Tony. I'll copy and paste my link. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see what it's looking like on mine. Let's see.
Okay. Sure.
It's fine, right?
On his. His name.
So the top part is just copied and pasted, and then the bottom part is where I tried to embed it.
Oh,
And
it's
there.
embedding works for me. I can see your document.
Well, I don't know why I can't see it.
That's weird. No, I
Try
can
signing out.
We can
Yeah.
see.
You have 6 pages.
Yeah, wow. I don't know why I can't see it then. I'm glad to know that it works on your end, though.
Yeah.
Can you try signing out maybe afterwards and see if it shows up after you sign out?
Yeah, I'll try that.
That would be a bummer.
Yeah.
I've had those issues where it gets confused. I have like 4 Google Gmails, so when I switch between the 4 of them, it gets confused sometimes as to which one I'm logged in as, and then things stop working.
But both of those solutions look great. Both of your sites look great.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Then
So,
was someone going to say something?
no questions here.
Then I move we adjourn for the 4th of July weekend.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Great. Have a safe one.
Hearing
Have a good one, guys.
hearing no objections, I declare we party.
Sounds good.
Have a nice weekend, everyone.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Who says that? Who's that?
Bye.
No, what's he doing?